أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم براءة من الله ورسوله إلى الذين عاهدتم من المشركين. In regards to these verses of Surah Taubah, we had discussed that how the Quraysh of Makkah, after entering the treaty of Hudaybiyah, they had breached the contract, and the people of Banu Khuza'a they had killed, joining with the Banu Bakr, to such an extent that when the people of Banu Khuza'a they entered into the Haram of Makkah Sharif, then these people went behind them in the Haram of Makkah Sharif and they killed them, where they were not supposed to even kill anybody within the boundaries of the Haram. It is mentioned thereafter, after the conquest of Makkah had taken place in the 8th year of Hijri, then the mu'mineen, the believers, they went for Hajj. But the Hajj that took place in the 8th year of Hijri, this took place according to the previous ways. How they made Hajj in the days of Jahiliyyah. So in the 8th year of Hijri also, Hajj had taken place in this particular manner. Then in the 9th year of Hijri, then Hajj took place again. When Hajj took place in the 9th year of Hijri, it took place according to how the Muslims knew how they would perform Hajj. And when it came to the 10th year of Hijri, then in the 10th year of Hijri, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had appointed Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala as the Amir of Hajj. This was known as the famous Hajj, the Hajjatul Wada of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where many Sahaba together with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam all had performed Hajj together. So Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala was made the Amir of Hajj. After Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala was dispatched, Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala was sent behind him by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And approximately the first 10 verses of Surah Taubah, of this surah, were given to Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala. Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala went and he had to make i'lan that in this Hajj, no mushrik, no kafir will participate in this Hajj. And no person will perform Hajj that do not wear clothing. Because in the days of Jahiliyyah, they used to remove their clothing. They used to say that how can we perform tawaf of Baytullah in this clothing? When we disobeyed the commands of Allah, we broke the commands of Allah in this clothing. So this i'lan was made, this announcement was made in the 10th year of Hijri. When this announcement was made, it was now made clear to the mushrikeen that soon now the time is coming where mushriks will not be tolerated in Jaziratul Arab. In the Arabian Peninsula, we will not tolerate the mushrikeen. There won't be any shirk, there won't be any kufr in Jaziratul Arab. The kuffar, they were always waiting that when will there be some threat from the side of the Romans, from the side of the Persians, that all these contracts that they've entered into, all these agreements will then be broken and they will find the Muslimin. But Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how Allah Ta'ala favored the Muslimin, that before the kuffar could come to that stage where they would break the contract, Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam already told the mushrikeen that mushrikeen and shirk will not remain in the Arabian Peninsula. That you people, you must move out of here. Either you accept Islam, or if you do not want to accept Islam, then we will make jihad, we will fight with you. In the 8th year of Hijri, when the conquest of Makkah had taken place, Nabi alayhi salam told the kuffar that were in Makkah at that time, La tathriba alaykum al-yawm, that there's no harm upon you. If you want to stay in Makkah Sharif, you can stay now in Makkatul Mukarramah. Your lives will be protected, your properties will be protected, your wealth will be protected. So it is mentioned that there were 4 categories. Now we got 4 categories of kuffar. The first category were those people that entered in the peace treaty of Hudaybiyah. These people, they breached the contract. And when they breached, this brought us to the conquest of Makkah. This led to the conquest of Makkatul Mukarramah. But when did these people do it? These people, they breached the contract when it was Ashur-e-Hurum, when it was the sacred months. Zulqa'dah, Zulhijjah, Muharram and Rajab are the 4 sacred months. Now in these months, you cannot fight with the kuffar and the mushrikeen. So when they breached the contract, the Muslims could not do anything at that time because it was Ashur-e-Hurum. But Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala instructed the mu'mineen that after the sacred months have come to an end, then these people either they accept Islam. If they're not prepared to accept Islam, then they must come onto the battlefield and we will wage war against these people. So this was the one group. The second group were those people, they entered into a contract with Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They entered into a treaty with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they fulfilled the treaty 100%. They didn't cause any harm to Nabi alayhi salam or the mu'mineen. If any enemy, they harm the Muslims, they do not join with those enemies as well. So they fulfill their side of the contract. In regards to these people, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala instructs Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the 4th verse of this surah that you also now fulfill that pledge. The Banu Kinana, they had 2 tribes. And the 2 tribes, they had 9 months left of their contract. So So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala instructs Nabi alayhi salam, they didn't let you down, so you also don't let them down. You fulfill your side of the pledge as well. But once their agreement also comes to an end, then they also should be given a choice. Either you accept Islam. If you do not want to accept Islam, then leave Jaziratul Arab, the Arabian Peninsula, go out of the Arabian Peninsula. And if you don't want to go out of the Arabian Peninsula, then we're going to make jihad with you people. And then we had the third group of people. The third group of people were those that entered into a treaty with Nabi alayhi salam, but the time was not stipulated. So this was the third group of people. And there were a fourth group of people did not enter any treaty with Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. As for the third group and the fourth group, those that had entered a treaty but unstipulated time, and the fourth group which did not enter into any treaty, any agreement with Nabi alayhi salam, the ruling for these two were one. That you people in the first and second verse of the surah, Allah Ta'ala refers to them, that you have 4 months. In 4 months you make a decision what you want to do. That either you leave Makkatul Mukarramah as well, or either you stay here, we will give you protection but you remain under the Muslims, so you pay tax to the Muslim government. And if you're not prepared to do this, then finally we will make a jihad. Inshallah, we will now translate the verses tomorrow, inshallah.